Recognition for a job well done? What a wonderful and refreshing feeling that is.
Don't get too used to it, Obama. We had 8 years to see how you do a job well, and we can count success on fewer than 8 fingers. Far fewer.
And 4 years was enough for Americans to realize you can't do a job well at all, Donald. But smart-mouthed comments aside, I simply was referring to something we all can relate to, I'm sure. As presidents, we often spend at least half our time defending any and every choice we make. It's nice to, just this once, get to just bask in the appreciation for our deeds well done.
Oh, wow. Talk about being recognized, Barack. Even the Admiral is coming to praise you.
Unholy waffle tarts. That's the Admiral? Look at her, Joe. She looks like a Greek goddess carved straight from marble by Michelangelo himself. What a woman.
Donald, have you already forgotten about your Miko waifu?
Well, he forgot about Melania the minute Yushtola showed up. His taste in women is both fickle and broad.
I can admire a beautiful woman without committing to some sort of relationship. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, after all. And when it comes to beauty, I have the sharpest eyes, the very sharpest eyes.
I'm not sure how sharp they are, Donald, but you certainly have the most roaming eyes.
If we have to have a discussion about every woman we meet in this game just because Donald can't keep his thoughts to himself, it's going to become a very long series.
Why am I being crucified just for appreciating the human body?
She's not really human, though, is she?
You'd be one to know, Joe. You've become some mix between a vampire and a sloth.
And you've remained a mix between a koala and an orange.
All right, children, drop it. We're heading into a formal banquet with the Admiral. And I swear if you two can't be civil during the dinner, I will turn this game right around and we'll all just go home.
Your dad's no fun, Sleepy Joe.
But, thanks to you, our citizens may once more go about their daily lives, safe in the knowledge that they will not be dragged into the darkness by those execrable curs.
Such an extraordinary glow. This is one of the crystals of light.
By the Navigator.
After our encounter with the Gubu, you had a vision, did you not, of a towering crystal? You bathed in her light.
Yashtola's conclusion is clear, and I see no reason to doubt it. You are the vessel of a higher power. This being from your vision was the Mother Crystal. Your description matches what little we know of her. And if she has chosen you, then your deeds may yet shape the fate of nations, as once did the deeds of the Warriors of Light.
No! No, no! Not again. Really? Really? Why does this always happen? Every episode we have some kind of mental flashback, and then when we finally come back from our bewilderment, everyone looks at us like we're Boogie 2988 caught in another lie.
Why does that name sound familiar, Don?
Boogie? He's an OG YouTuber. Big fat guy played a character named Francis.
Oh, the nerd with the lisp that raged about video games. I remember those videos. They were pretty funny. What did you mean about him lying, though?
You haven't heard? It's been all over the internet lately. You see, Joe, Boogie has turned into a lol cow now. I could talk for 10 minutes about all the things he's done, but recently he got caught running a Bitcoin pump and dump to steal money from his last few remaining fans, claiming he needed the money for his cancer treatment, and then a few days later was caught lying about having cancer at all. He's fallen hard. And guess what? Now he's at the very, very bottom.
Why do you know so much about all these YouTubers' shortcomings and failings, Donald?
Schadenfreude?
No, it is nothing.
That's a surprisingly large word for you to know, Donald.
I know words. I have the best words.
Right. Well, while lying about cancer is among one of the worst things a person can do, why don't we focus on the story? Because it seems like we just witnessed a war that happened a few years ago. Maybe this is the calamity that got mentioned before, the thing where Eorzea nearly got destroyed.
I never heard of this calamity before, Barack. Are you making this up like Boogie made up cancer?
No, Donald, you simply haven't been paying attention to the story.
That is not true. I pay attention when my cat girl waifu is around. The very most attention.
Either way, early on there was mention about a calamity a few years back where some of Eorzea's best heroes were lost. I guess this vision is a look into that event. But it seems that the vision was so powerful this time that we never woke up that night. Fortunately, it seems we were taken to the inn and woke up there. Still, a little embarrassing.
I just realized that our character has muddled visions, loses track of what time and place they are in, and falls asleep at the worst possible times. Are we playing as Sleepy Joe?
I don't have that many problems with remembering where we are.
Joe's memory isn't as strong as it was in the past, but it's certainly not as bad as you're trying to paint it out to be, Donald.
Oh, Barack, why are you here? Wishing me luck before I go debate the windbag Donald over here. I'm going to knock him down a few pegs. There's no way he's getting 4 more years on my watch.
And we've lost him.
Joe, go get a glass of water. You look a little pale.
Good call, Barack. Don't want to lose my voice during the debate.
I know I make fun of him a lot, but sometimes I really do worry. Not enough to stop laughing at him, but a little. Very little. Truthfully, a bit more than very little, but not much more.
Where are the Cheetos?
They're right next to you, Zombie Joe.
Okay. Sounds like Joe's feeling better. So, anyway, Donald, it looks like we're getting to travel to other nations now as a messenger.
Well, I want to have my axe while we travel.
Where is the Diet Coke?
The Diet Coke, my Diet Coke, is in the fridge. Duh.
I'm getting a soda. Anyone else want a soda?
I want to take my axe while we travel.
You do realize this is going to be a lot of story and no fighting?
How will there be no fighting? We're going to have to travel a long time to get to other nations.
Actually, we're being given a permit for airship travel.
Hey, Barack, I'm not in the room, right?
What room, Joe?
The room where Donald's swinging his axe around.
He's not swinging his axe. He's just complaining.
Well, I could be swinging my axe around if you'd listen to me. But since we're being pampered, rightfully pampered, with an airship pass, I'll let you drag your sapphire weasel around instead. If we're lucky, it'll fall off the airship mid-flight.
We're on an airship?
Joe, stop yelling at us. Just get your snacks and come back over before you talk.
How is he managing to yell like that? Sleepy old Joe barely managed an audible whisper during our last debate. What is going on?
I'm back. I couldn't find the Diet Cokes, but there were some bottled waters, so I got one of those.
That's great, Joe. Are we all settled once more? Can we continue this story now?
Is this the airship? It's not much to look at compared to Air Force One, but for a fantasy story, I won't complain. Did you ever watch that movie, Joe?
What movie is that, Donald?
Air Force One with Harrison Ford. Great movie. Absolutely the greatest movie about being a president.
That movie had almost nothing to do with being a president, short of it being about Air Force One.
You're just upset because we all know that Harrison Ford would make a much better president than either of you two donkeys. He wouldn't be the best president, as I'm already the best president, but he'd be up there, right at the tippy top.
Tippy top? Why do you talk like a 4-year-old?
Why do you think like a 4-year-old, Joe? But seriously, you should watch that movie. It's fantastic. One of the best lines ever. Get off my plane.
Are you basing Harrison Ford being a good president off a movie, Donald? He's an actor. He was going off a script. While I agree that it's a very good movie, it isn't a fair indication of whether Harrison Ford would be a good president or not.
Let me ask you this, Barack. Did you ever fight a pack of terrorists trying to kidnap Air Force One mid-flight? Ever? No? Point made. Harrison Ford would have been a better president than you.
Can we stop talking about the movie? I may want to go watch it, and I'd rather not have any more spoiled than you two already have.
Don't worry, Grandpa Joe. We've already established that you'd forget everything we spoil anyway. But I've made my point. I stand firm on the knowledge that Harrison Ford would be among the very best of our ilk.
And we have another cutscene. I don't know who these people are. They don't look like that person that summoned a demon earlier.
Could they be the soldiers from that war you were telling us about? The one from the flashback?
Joe, How do you remember a detail that small, but you can't even remember the name of your current vice president?
I remember Vice President Trump. Wait, no, that's you. Putin. No, that's, oh, Michelle.
That's my wife. Try again, Joe.
Oh, damn it, Kamala. Kamala Pelosi.
Close enough.